Hello everybody, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film, and probably the last one coming into the Hall of Fame under 9.10 because 9.12 comes out tomorrow. If you haven't seen yet, I've lowered all the scores of tanks who aren't in the Hall of Fame yet, so take a look at the rules and see what they've all gone down 100 points. Everyone that's not in the Hall of Fame has gone down 100 points. Just something to look at and see. In this battle, 2 artillery apiece, 2 scouts apiece, and a good mix of tanks on the enemy team. Friend Fun's the featured driver here, and on his team, a lot of heavies. 2 mediums, 2 TDs, but mostly heavies. So they have a mobility disadvantage. We're in Fjords, standard mode, west spawn. Not a frequent Hall of Fame map. They get a couple in here from time to time. It's not really a bad map to play as a scout. It's just hard to get really good scores on. So he sets up in a spot where he can watch off to the south and watch the north hill as well. Knocks down some trees to get a little bit more concealment off to his left. When you're waiting on their tanks to come up over the hill, you have to remember it takes a long time for their tanks to get there, and a lot of times the lights may end up there way before any heavies or mediums, but because they get there way ahead of their support, they'll just hide up there and wait. So if you're going to wait on tanks to come around that north hill, you just have to be patient because it takes them a while. He was going to try to pick off the drive wheel on the WZ-111, but the Tiger 1 pulled out, so he shot him instead. And he's picking on the Tiger, I think, because he knows he's going to pen the Tiger, whereas he may not always pen the WZ-111. He backed up to give himself a shot in the Tiger. The OI took him out. So he has the 111 off to the left. Score is one tank disadvantage at the moment. It was tied when I started to say that, and then their 304 took out the Indian Panzer. Here comes the Hellcat.
Penetration. Ready to fire. Target unlocked. Enemy is hit.
Hellcat doesn't seem to care that the ELC is shooting him. He's just going for it.
Target acquired.
And still not looking back for the ELC. He's going to die. Right now from this angle, we can plan the deputies
Let's
pretty
find
easy.
another target. We didn't penetrate their
Because he shot
armor.
the top of it. They're down 3 tanks now. It's starting to get to be a big problem.
Enemy armor is hit.
Here you go. If he sits there long enough for him to reload, he'll get a kill next shot. The 304 was trying to get around him and got caught up in the hill there and didn't quite get far enough around him to stay alive. Now it's down to 1 on 6. Wow. 1 on 6.
Target acquired.
1 on
Enemy
5.
armor is destroyed. Target
Here comes the
acquired.
304 straight at him. Who shoots first? He does. Does he run? Oh, he comes in and tries to take a shot and misses. Now he's dead. He was going too fast to aim and he started turning to the right and he just guessed wrong. He ended up killing himself. 1 on 4. Here comes the T-37. So Friend of Fun is running and trying to get away and get into an unknown location so everybody can't hone in on him. Maybe we'll try to go over here and take out the SUV. He's up to 4 kills. He needs 4 more to win the game. This is a risk coming back here because if anybody comes in after you or gets close, then you're trapped. He is not in a tank that can trade hit points to get out. Fire. Kill number 5. 1 on 3. It's becoming possible. He's progressed halfway to a really good comeback. If the enemy team's smart, they're sticking together. Don't know if they got together or not. He's just going to have to wait and see what happens. He's in a position to defend Cap once they start moving on the Cap, if they get tired of looking at him for him. They're really out there running all over the map looking for him. He asked where he was. He said K0. I wonder if any of them go there actually to see. Here comes 37. He gets a shot in. Now he's in trouble because it's going to take 2 more shots to kill him. And everybody knows where he's at. So if anybody else is close, it's up. Here comes the KV-13.
Ready to fire.
This is going to be tough.
Enemy armor is hit.
This KV-13 is coming in around and it's going to have a hard time surviving.
Rock hit.
He's trying to keep the rock between himself. He's going to get the T-37. Now if he can escape the KV-13, I don't know if he can. He's trying to stay close to him. Now the German TD was farther back and that spelled the end of him. So there's the game, a valiant try. He ended up killing 4 out of the 6 tanks he was 1-on-6 with, which is notable in and of itself. But too many people too close at the end. He ends up 3,105 damage and 6 kills, 17 of 17 shooting for 100%. 1,026 assisted damage in 6 spots. Earned 16,110 credits. And he got, because of courageous resistance, 2,919 XP. Throw in the Top Gun and then the Arsonist, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser mini medals, and that gives him a battle score of 2,954, moving himself back into 2nd place above Sebastian's 2nd place that you just saw in the last film. So there's a race on in the AMX ELC wars. And they're good friends. They platoon together a lot, so this could be interesting to see if typically what happened last time in the Hall of Fame is we'd have 2 or 3 people get in a race and then some guy'd come out of nowhere and beat all of them. So we'll see if that happens here. In this battle he moved up into the middle so he could spot down here and also keep eyes on the north. Nobody was showing up here, so he just went and defended to the north and was ready when they came down through that northern pass, but his team didn't fare as well and it ended up just being him against everybody else, so he left there and then just started going into search and destroy mode as the rest of his team got picked off one by one around him, and he ended up 1-on-6 and got it down to 1-on-2. Just ran out of space at the end. The enemy stayed close enough together that they could react once they found him, which is what you have to do when you're defending a situation like that and trying to win. You can't get all spread out and go 1-on-1 because he died. So he tried hard, couldn't quite get it at the end. Still entertaining to watch. You get to see somebody almost pull out a big comeback from Fjords, trying his best to carry his team, but they were just a little bit too heavy of a load. Happy hunting.